you step out with your girl, she taller than you. It's like, what's up, baby? Like it's like that just doesn't look right. Like you go for a kiss and you gotta get on your tippy toes and kiss your girl. Like that's. Welcome to the Make It Work podcast, where we talk about what it is because it is what it is. There we go. See, that's my baby. Tonight we are joined by a special guest, Minuet.
What's good?
There you go. Introduce yourself. Talk about age, relationship status, goals in life.
My name is Minuet. I go by Min, 27. I'm single as fuck. And yeah.
Why are you single?
Honestly, okay, so to be honest, I really don't want to go deep into detail, but it's more so for the man's benefit because I'm not gonna lie. Mm-hmm. I'm not in the best headspace to be trying to be in a relationship with somebody because there's no way I'm gonna be able to give anybody else what they need right now.
Wow,
and I'm not selfish, so I'm not trying to.
I believe you are completely honest with it, but I think there are men out there that'd be lucky to have you. Real rap.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, I got you. I'm telling you. But today we are going to be talking about standards, which goes right back to you. So hold on. So you said you're single because you don't think you're in the right space. What does a man need to have to be in the right space to have a girl like you?
Well, I can speak based off of what most people think, but based off of me right now.
Yeah.
Sheesh. I guess a shit ton of fucking patience because, bruh, I be going through it and it has to be somebody who's ready to deal with somebody who's not in the best place mentally yet. Okay. And I feel like most men they don't really want to take on that kind of project. Like they're not really as nurturing as women. So it's a little bit different. So I don't even want to be bothered with that really or force anybody to have to deal with me the way I currently am because I feel like that would just be unfair. So for me personally right now, there's really not much besides a hell of a lot of fucking patience that a man can have that might make me change my mind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I
don't think she gives herself enough credit. All right. So what do you think most women want in a man, Ida?
What?
Most women. Speak for women. I know it's hard to do that. I know we're all different, but speak for women. What do women want in a man? What are women's standards?
Taller than them.
Okay.
Money.
How much money?
More than them.
Agreed.
So you gotta have a job, a car, a house.
Damn. All these possessions just to get with a girl?
Generally, if you ask women, that's what they're going to say.
Yes, that's what they're going to say. You lucky I ain't say 6 feet tall because
they do ask for
on
that
a lot
too.
of their lists.
This is
what
true.
else? You gotta look good. Well, debatable because we had this discussion before. True. You don't really have to look that good. As long as you got all of these things, you got the right money, you'll get somebody.
So what you're saying is like money, with money, a woman can overlook a man's looks and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Most of them.
Agreed. Yeah. Agreed. Because niggas is be ugly out here, right? Right? No?
Yeah.
Y'all was about to agree.
No, I agree.
All right.
I mean, women's standards for what a guy looks like are way different than a guy's standards for what a girl looks like.
Much more relaxed.
Yeah.
For sure.
Really?
Well, guys are much more relaxed.
More relaxed?
Yeah.
What
for what
mean?
A girl looks like. Like you go for like, do guys really have a type? I mean, I feel like a lot of people do have types, but like, y'all fuck anything.
We don't fuck anything. Like it's not like we're just like, all right, you got a vagina? All right, let's get it. Like, that's not really how it works. That's how it works for the guys that don't get much vagina. Now, a man's standards, it starts high, and as time goes on, as the years go by, it gets lower and lower and lower and lower and lower and lower. When they figure out that they can't get a certain type of girl. So we don't really have a type. We have what we can get. We want the best. We can't get the best. All right, let's go for the next step. All right, we're not having any luck here. All right, let's go for the. All right, let's go for the. All right, well, we can't get that.
What's the best?
What's the best?
Yeah.
The best woman for a man, beautiful. That's just beauty standards are different. Beauty is in the eyes of the beholder, but we all like, we like curves, tight stomachs, pretty eyes, beautiful smile, nice hair, nice clear skin. All these things play a part. Doesn't really matter how tall you are. Men don't really care about that. But that's something that women care about.
Cap.
That's cap. Why do you think that's cap?
Because you're sitting across from a woman who's over 6 feet. That's why I'm saying it's cap. To say that men don't care, that's cap.
So you don't think a man would take you for who you are right now?
Oh no, they absolutely would. But what I'm saying is that I've had a lot of men kind of bitch out due to them saying that, I make them feel some type of way because I'm taller than them.
Inferior,
and it's just kind of like, what the fuck does it have to do with anything for real? But that's like a guy's thing. Sometimes it makes guys feel insecure when they're with a woman who is taller than them because guys are supposed to be taller than the girl. And it's like, I get it, but it would be lying to say that men don't care about height because they definitely do. And for a lot of men, it's the smaller, the better. You do have the collection of men who do prefer taller women in general. But I feel like in general, most men would feel some type of way about stepping out with a woman who's taller than them because it makes them feel kind of, I guess, not as manly.
Like she said, inferior.
Yeah.
And that
I've actually been told that.
That's kind of true. I can't argue with that. Like, you step out with your girl, she's taller than you. It's like, what's up, baby? Like, it's like, that just doesn't look right. Like, you go for a kiss and you gotta get on your tippy toes and kiss your girl. Like, it's different. It's different. It's different.
I mean, it's definitely different.
It's different.
You gotta have a lot of like self-love or like some like I don't want to say self-love, but like comfortableness to be able to do that type of shit. I feel like
you got to be secure with yourself.
Yeah, secure. I'm saying none of those words I was saying felt right. That's the word.
Yeah, we're getting better at it though. But yeah, you got to be secure with yourself. It's hard to do that because, like you said, they do feel inferior. Like it's definitely something that they have to get over. Like there are dudes out there that would definitely have sex with a girl that's taller than them, eat like every night.
I
but
mean,
stepping out into public,
the same size laying down or the same height.
I'm not even gonna hold you. The majority of men that have actually like tried to bag me over the years have been significantly shorter.
Of course.
Like it's honestly always the shorter guys who's like, yo, and then like, but I don't know. It's weird. It's like I guess taller guys do tend to go for like the tiny girls, and then for some reason like the smaller guys are like, yeah. I want that tall chick.
Yeah. I want to conquer that.
Yeah. Yeah, I've had people say that shit as well.
So most of the time, the guys that do approach you are shorter than you?
So, I mean, I feel like 9 times out of 10, they probably will be shorter than me. But
Makes sense.
I'm saying that the ones that usually approach that want something serious are usually significantly shorter, is what I said.
Significantly? So you're talking about like pint size type shit?
I mean, probably like... Yeah, like 5'6" and under. Because I've definitely had guys that were like definitely not taller than 5'4", maybe even like 5'3", and they're like, "Yo, so
good God."
And I'm like, bro, how
would this even work?
Yeah, like it's not even like I'm the picky one. It's just like, honestly, how is this supposed to work? Like explain. Like if you can explain to me, and I feel like everything pans out, then I'm like, cool, but it's like, how is this really supposed to work? Like it just doesn't, I don't know.
I mean, so do you like guys, like if like, so do you not prefer guys that are like 5'3", 5'4"? Like, do you care? Like, what is your height?
Standard?
Yeah, like what is your
standard?
height that is like, okay, I'll consider you?
Honestly, the only time I've ever really given it thought about how tall a guy is more so because I'm trying to think about how he feels. Because me personally, I really don't give a fuck. Like, I've stepped out and went on dates with niggas who are 5'4", and I'm walking next to them like through the fucking restaurant and shit, and people are like, huh. But so it's like, I'm not like too picky on that. It's just, I don't want to be made to feel like shit is weird because niggas is like, they think they're ready for some shit when they're smaller, and like they're really not, and now I got to deal with like insecurities on the back end. So it's like, I probably wouldn't be like trying to rush into anything with someone who's shorter because I need to make sure that like you're not gonna be hitting me with all that insecure shit like later on down the road. Like I need us to be on the same page the whole time.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's definitely tough. Cause how tall are you?
6'4".
6'4". Yeah, that's most people aren't. So
yeah. It's an anomaly between men and women to be that tall. Agreed.
Yeah, but I'm sure a lot of dudes are right at you, and you just don't give them no play. You don't care.
No,
because you're not in the right headspace.
Yeah, it's just, and I have things that I want to do first because like people don't realize that when you get into a relationship before you're honestly ready, whatever that means for you personally, is kind of like shit don't work out well. Like when you don't feel fulfilled first, you don't feel like you're where you need to be, whether it's mentally, emotionally, spiritually. That shit fucks relationships up. Yeah. And it's like, I really don't want to put in the time trying to find somebody and then get together with them. And now we happy for a little bit. Everything is cool. And then my issues that I have with myself and my life and stuff like that is going to start to come out eventually. I'm not going to be able to hide that shit forever, and neither will they. Yeah. So, you know, I want to go to it with go into a relationship with a clean slate and not be like low key kind of fucked up in the head, and then I'm like forcing somebody else to have to deal with my shenanigans. Like that's not cool. And I've been upfront about it, and then guys they're always like,
I don't care.
Yeah, you beautiful. I don't care. Like we can work through this together. Yeah, and I'm like, I mean that's cool and all, and it sounds good to hear, but it's like you don't mean that.
Well, don't you think that's kind of the man's job though? It's kind of the man's job to put you in that comfortable headspace. He's there to make you comfortable. He's there to make you feel secure. That way your issues become his issues and he can help you solve them. He can help you get through them. Isn't that like, shouldn't that be a man's job?
I agree. I feel like that's only really relevant if your mental or emotional decline happens after you guys are together. I feel like if you know that for whatever reason you're just not healthy mentally and you still choose to get into a relationship with somebody expecting or hoping that they're going to fix you, I kind of don't feel like that's fair. Okay. It's not anyone else's job, man or woman, significant other or not, to fix you. It is your job to fix yourself. I agree. So I don't want a man to feel pressured to fix me or, you know, just have to put up with bullshit that he doesn't want to fucking deal with because I'm not well. So then that makes me a selfish person. Okay. Because I knew from up front. You know what I mean? That's
very respectful. Very respectful. I'm good with that.
I try.
Yeah. So what type of dudes went at you before we got together?
Why is that relevant?
Because we're talking about standards.
Why is that relevant?
We're talking about standards. Why would you ask a question like that on the podcast? That's so weird. I'm just asking a question. That's all.
What kind of dudes went at me? Like, what are you saying?
Like what type of guys were attracted to you? Like what type of guys were approaching you before we were together?
A bunch of different guys. Like there wasn't like a bunch of just short dudes, or like there were short dudes, there were tall dudes, big dudes, small dudes, ugly, cute.
And why did none of them work out?
Because there's just not a connection. There wasn't a good connection there. Like some people are toxic. Some people, like she said, say whatever they want in the beginning of a relationship, and then you get with them, and then all hell breaks loose later on down the line.
Yeah. So like they change or something?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah.
So dudes just be out here lying about who they are, then they get in a relationship and it's like, so they're not who they are.
I mean, some dudes I was attracted to at first, and then not later on down the lines.
Why?
I don't know. I don't know. Should change. Like maybe like I thought that they were, nice. A bunch of, they won me over with certain things, and then later on I'm just like, this isn't me.
So do you think you want a nice guy?
Yeah.
You want a nice guy?
Yeah, why not? Why I don't want a mean guy.
Well, I mean, there's in between. It's not just nice and mean. Like, so
okay,
when I hear nice guy, like I hear the dude that gets you flowers every day, the guy that opens your car door every time y'all get to the car.
That's not what I hear.
Like,
that's not what I hear when you say nice.
When you hear nice guy, that's literally what you hear. Like long good morning text messages, like yo, that's nice. That's a nice
long
guy
good
act.
morning messages? No.
Yes. No.
I don't hear that. I mean, I don't see that when you say.
So what do
nice
you
guy.
see when you hear a nice guy?
Who talks to me nice.
Nice.
Like is
a guy that talks to you
polite.
nice.
Yeah.
What is it like? So
Who's not disrespectful, who's not like, just good traits, nice guy.
I don't believe that.
Why?
I believe you guys like a little disrespect during conversation. I think you guys like a little
Combat.
aggressive, like the way he talks to you. I think you guys like that put you in your place type language. A dominant man. No? You guys don't want that?
I mean,
Because
I didn't say no. I didn't.
Because a nice guy won't give you that. A nice guy will follow whatever
if
you
I can
do.
pick in between, no, all right. So if I could pick in between, then that's what I'm picking in between. Like I don't want a fault like a fool nice guy, and I don't want a fool mean guy or rude guy, whatever it is. Like I want it in between. I need like a good mixture. I need the right recipe personally for me.
Okay.
Everybody got their own recipes. That's for them.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like with most people, that's been going on for the longest, for years now, generations. Girls have been into the bad guy. Women have been saying all the time, like, why am I only into bad guys? I need me a nice guy. Then they get the nice guy, they treat the nice guy like shit, and then they just leave him or cheat on him. So it's like when I hear, oh, I'm into nice guys, it's like, is that really factual?
Because there's no in between. It's probably the nice guy is so damn nice, and then the dickhead is such a damn dickhead. There's no in between there.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like, I don't know. It's like, I do agree that a lot of women tend to want like the bad guy, whatever that means for them. But it's like, let's go ahead and mention real quick that shit's kind of toxic. And it's like, where did we get that from? Where we're like glorifying different types of abuse and think that that's better than a man being too nice. Because in reality, that's a really disturbing way to think, especially coming from the sex that's not as strong as the other. You want a man that's overly aggressive and super jealous and will pull up on you, will like fucking swing on you, like do crazy shit fucking in public, like blow your whole spot up. And it's like,
that's out of pocket.
How does that make sense? Like that does not make sense to me. It's like, no, you don't want someone who's too nice, because when people are too nice, they are never completely honest. They never really say what's truly on their mind 100%. So a lot gets left up to like people's interpretation. But
that's everyone.
I mean, yeah, but when people are too nice, it's almost like you're not really getting anything from them, because when people think too much about being nice and they're not willing to risk upsetting anyone, there's a whole bunch of shit that people need to hear that they're not going to be told, because whoever that person is too nice to tell them that.
Yeah.
That's not really productive either, and it kind of like stops people from growing.
Yeah.
People who are too nice tend to enable people's bad behaviors because they don't say nothing.
Yep. True.
That is true.
So it's like Ida said, like a balance. It has to be somewhere in between where they can be honest without being an asshole about it. Because that's when you go into just being a mean person. You can be honest without saying shit that's gonna make somebody feel like real crazy. No, they might not be happy with what you said, but depending on what you say and how you say it, is going to get a different type of reaction. You come at somebody too sideways, that shit going to go in one ear and out the fucking other. They're not going to hear shit you got to say, and they're not going to care.
That's true.
So it's like you got to find a way to be honest without being disrespectful so that your point can be heard.
If you're honest and you're just completely honest, can you be disrespectful?
I mean, of course you can, but that's when morally you're kind of speaking on, does that make you a good or a bad person? Because if you can, like I said, you can be honest without being disrespectful. Being disrespectful is a negative trait. So if you're choosing to be honest, but while you're doing it to also be disrespectful, you're making a conscious choice to be an asshole. So at that point, it's not just you being honest anymore, it's you being a dick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, that happens sometimes. Like,
I mean, of course it happens. I'm not saying
when you
it
use different
doesn't, it's
language,
just...
but sometimes I've been called disrespectful or I've been called mean, an asshole, whatever, even though I just told the truth. You know, if I not walk down the street, but if I'm talking to somebody and it's like, bro, you're like 200 pounds overweight, I'm gonna call you fat. Now, a lot of people are gonna be like, that's disrespectful. You know, that, like, why would you even say that? You're an asshole. Well, I mean, it's the truth. And I won't just say you're fat and just walk away. I'll be like, you're fat. You should probably hit the gym. Come hit the gym with me, because I go to the gym all the time. Like, I'm gonna give you advice, but most people, especially today in today's society, people are sensitive as fuck. So you can't even tell someone about themselves without them feeling disrespected.
But you said that if you saw somebody who was over 200 pounds, you would go and say, you're fat as fuck.
Not just a random person. Like, if I was in conversation with somebody and it's like, oh yeah, like people that I know, like I used to hoop with back in the day, I'll see them tomorrow and be like, bro, you gained some weight, homie. Like, let's get back in the gym. Like, what is you doing? Come hoop. We hoop on Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Okay. So the way you just said it just now is different than looking someone in their eye and telling them you're fat as fuck. Do you see that?
I
difference
see what you're
in
saying.
how you said and what you said. So you were honest the way you just said it without being a dickhead about it. You still, the way you said it and your word choice was different than the way you said it the first time, which was you're fat as fuck. Nobody wants to hear that. Okay. That would offend people and make them more discouraged than anything. But you saying, like, you mentioning kind of like in passing, like, oh, like you gained some weight. People do that all the time. People's family and their friends do that shit to them all the time.
Yeah.
It hits a little bit softer when you do it that way. Versus just being like, you're fat as fuck or you're anorexic. It's just kind of like, well,
Jesus.
You know what I mean? But because it's the same thing. Telling somebody that, just straight up telling an obese person that they're fat as fuck will have the equivalent effect on them as if you telling somebody who's dumb skinny that they're anorexic.
Yeah.
People it's hurtful either way, and there's other ways that you can say that.
Yeah, no doubt. Now, I think some people need to get the point, though. If I'm talking to one of you, like, you guys are ladies, I'm not going to say you guys are fat as fuck. That's kind of messed up. If I'm talking to one of my homies, like my homie over there, and he's getting big, I'm be like, bro, you fat as fuck. Now, yes, I have to in order to get the point, but I do, because men are a little different. We talk different to each other. I have to be more direct with him so he can feel it. That way he knows he has to change it. Because if I just say, hey, man, you should probably hit the gym, he ain't going to the gym.
But so telling someone that they put on weight versus telling someone they're fat as fuck. So you saying fat as fuck is you being more direct? You feel like that's you getting your point across better?
Yes, so they can feel it more.
Okay, and I will completely accept that. Just for this one question, right?
Okay.
So you feel like you have to disrespect people to get your point across?
It's not disrespect. I'm telling the truth.
It is disrespect. And it is, because at the end of the day, it's not your business whether or not that person gained weight or not. And it's really not your place to tell them that they need to get in the gym or to sit in their face and tell them that they're fat as fuck. Because in reality, you should be minding your own damn business.
Well, it is my business. That's my friend.
But it's not, though. But again, which is why I'm like, if you're that concerned to where you feel like, to where he feels like he has to say, like, that you feel like you have to mention it. You feel like your friend's gained enough weight to where you feel like you have to mention it. Okay. That's cool. But I just don't understand, like, how you think that being that bold about it, about what you're saying, is like you being more direct. Somehow like if you say it in a more polite way, that all of a sudden you're not being direct anymore because you're not being rude behind it.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's not
I'm kind of confuzzled.
Yeah, well, it's not that I'm not being direct, even when I say it the nice way. It's just that he doesn't feel it as much.
So you feel like you have to disrespect your male friends in order to get them to...
It's not disrespect. The way he takes it has to do with if it's respectful or not. Because my best friends, I can go up to him and say, bro, you are fat as shit.
I will
put down the Twinkies, and he'll be like, you right, bro. Thanks for caring about me. But for you guys, it's a little different. I would never say that to her. Never. Because of how she would take it. Because she's different. You know, like she's a little bit more sensitive than my guy friends. And she'll get the message if I just go, hey, babe, you put on a little weight. We should probably hit the gym. She will, that right there would hurt her. Like, but my friends, it's like, bro, you big as shit, bro. Come on, man. Like, what are we doing? Come hoop. Like, it's like, yeah.
It's like, just like why? Like,
it's different. We speak in two different languages, men and women. Women, you guys speak with more sensitivity, and that's understandable. Men, I have to beat it into his head with the worst language I could possibly find in order for him to change, because it's hard to change a man. You cannot, men are stuck in their ways, and that's a problem. Because once they get stuck in their ways, you can't tell them shit, and they don't change, even if it's for the better. I have to give them a certain type of language. Bro, get the fuck up off your ass, and let's hit this gym. That won't even get to him. It won't get to him until he gets no bitches. And then it's like, well, bro, you ain't getting no bitches, so that's your fault. Because bitches' standards have been the same for a long time. They like fit dudes. Like, I'm sorry to tell you, I'm out.
Getting no bitches.
And then we out. You feel me? What you think, babe?
About what?
You think I should talk? You think I should talk to you any type of way? You think I should?
Me personally, no.
How you want me to talk to you? More sensitivity, stuff like that.
Yeah, in a polite tone. Mm-hmm.
Polite tone.
Yes.
That's how she is. Mm-hmm. Direct.
Because I mean, if you talk to me in any other way, like it's gonna be a battle. Like I am gonna be automatically offended, and we're gonna have to fight.
Yeah, but you can't beat me though, so it's not like it matters. Like, she swears she tough. Why you swear you so tough? But back to the standards thing.
You just don't know, huh? You better tell him.
We already talked about the jab. We already talked about the jab. We know she has a deadly jab. All right, we got that. But what does your dream guy look like?
Look like?
Yeah. How tall is your dream guy?
I feel kind of put on the spot because honestly, I never actually really gave too much thought about it.
About a dream guy? You sleep every night.
Yeah, but I don't just sit around dreaming about
niggas.
The guy I hope to get in the future. Yeah, like I don't dream about my fucking Prince Charming. Like,
all right,
fair enough. Like I haven't given too much thought to it. I guess in general.
As tall are you, if not taller?
No, I've kind of hung up thinking I'm gonna find a nigga taller than me, unless he's in sports or some shit. Like I feel like I'm gonna have to go find me a fucking ball player, in which I'm not dealing with no fucking ball player. So it's just like that's not gonna work.
Whoa, why not? You gonna have to explain this. Why can't you deal with a ball player?
I really gotta explain.
Yeah,
like you, bruh. Because
you're not gonna put up with his cheating.
Similar, right? So similar, like in the previous podcast, the last one. Watch the last podcast. Y'all were talking about men being able to control themselves. Mm-hmm. What's quote unquote in their DNA to do. So, based off of that logic. Mm-hmm. You know, you guys' male logic, then that would mean that a man in a position where a bunch of women are constantly throwing themselves at him would be impossible.
Almost, but yeah.
Or okay, so yes, almost impossible for him to remain faithful. So why would I even want to put myself in a position to deal with somebody who has a bunch of people after them? Because the way I'm built, that shit ain't gonna fly. No. And
But like, what if
it's gonna be problems?
But you're getting millions. You know, he's setting you up for life. No, that doesn't matter. Oh shit, my fault.
No, I don't put a man taking care of me and comfort over letting him do whatever the fuck he wants. That's, which I'm not knocking any woman that does that, because it's like some of them, they out here winning. Like they out here, all this money, all this designer, they're living great lives. Yeah. I'm not gonna knock them for it. That's just what they're willing to put up with for that kind of lifestyle. Now, can I say that if I ever touched that kind of money and I was ever in that kind of position, if I would feel the same way? I can't say. But as of right now, like, no. The money don't matter. Like, that's just not gonna phase me or make me be with somebody that like I don't want to be with because they got money. It's like,
so what if you never figure out that he's cheating? It doesn't matter. Just
then
the thought of it. You just smart enough to assume.
Or yeah, because even if they didn't, then it's like that's cool and all. But if you're being honest and you're thinking like logically, most likely that shit's gonna fucking happen. Yeah. And I don't want to deal with it. I don't.
I feel you.
So you guys' standards are just dude can't have sex with other people?
Well, I mean, I didn't necessarily say that either.
Huh?
I guess it would depend. It really depends on the person. Like if I happen to like somebody who wanted to be in an open relationship, then that would be my decision on whether or not I choose to let them do them. Yeah. If I'm also allowed to do me. But I don't know, like I wouldn't necessarily say that I'm completely against it. It just really, it depends. Like, do you care enough about that person to be willing to let them do what they want to do?
That's always the problem though. It's always, you don't find a guy who is okay with being in an open relationship.
But they want the women to be okay.
Yeah. It's always no. I don't want my lady
catching bodies.
Yeah.
Well, there's reasons behind that though.
I don't care about the reasons. The point is, if you find somebody who says I want to be in an open relationship, like it has to be both ways.
I mean, yeah, if that's what you guys agree to, you pick who you're in a relationship with, so you pick the ground rules for it. But it is different if a guy is out having sex a lot than it is for a girl that's having sex a lot outside of the relationship.
How
changes.
Is that?
A dude can go outside of his relationship, have sex with other girls, and it wouldn't change how he feels about you. But usually, if a girl has sex outside of the relationship, it would change how she feels about the man that she's with. Usually.
Okay, I would say usually, but it's definitely circumstantial, and it depends on why the woman stepped out to begin with. Now, if she stepped out for some sort of like emotional gain or something like that, and they end up having sex, then yeah, like there's a good chance you probably lost her for real.
Yeah.
But it's not, women don't always cheat specifically because they're looking for some sort of emotional bond. Some women, like in the last podcast, like you brought up, some people are just nymphos. Some people just like to fuck. Some people just have a sex addiction, and it don't matter who the fuck they get it from. And it don't matter if they're in a relationship or not. It's just they need it constantly, so they're gonna look for it wherever they can get it.
But does that happen often for a woman? Because that happens often for a man. Like we know that men be out here, but for women, isn't it usually an emotional, tied to it, or some type of lack thereof with their own personal relationship?
Probably, but again, it like depends on the person. Like people, it's generally understood that women are extremely emotional. But there are always exceptions to that. There are always women who aren't super emotional and who act and have mindsets that are more like men, and then they act accordingly based off of that. And those are the ones that a lot of these men will be out here crying about because they trying to figure out how a woman played them at their own shit. Now they're sitting there looking crazy because the woman is just like in and out. She don't give a fuck. And now sometimes that leaves men in the same position that a lot of women feel like
Well,
when that shit happens.
I think that happens a lot more than what you're saying it does. I think women are actually out here finessing dudes more, but it's not for sex. It's for their money. It's for their resources, things like that.
So, okay, fair. So they're finessing to receive different things.
Yeah.
But we can't really sit here and say that men finesse women more, that women finesse men more. We really can't say that because everybody is out here selfishly trying to get what they want. And they will get it no matter like what it takes, no matter what they have to do. And it doesn't really have a whole lot to do with gender.
I mean, it kind of does because the rules are different. The things that you want are different. Women, not you personally, of course, but women want, like I said, money. Is it a lot easier to give up money than it is for your own body? Because men are looking for sex. I have to find a way to finesse you into giving up your vagina. You have to find a way to finesse me out of giving up, what, $40? $5 a month for your OnlyFans? OnlyFans is a finesse job.
But let's not act like there aren't also men who are popular on OnlyFans.
Oh, of course. But what?
That's why
how many?
Gay strip clubs are a thing, because women like to go watch men strip and do things like that as well.
How many? The women's strip clubs are making way more money than the guys.
That's true, but to say that is almost it doesn't really, to say, well, they do it more doesn't really matter, because the point is that people do it on both sides. Like, does it really matter who does what more, or the fact that both genders do it?
Well, it doesn't matter to me. You know, I don't give a fuck. Me and her, we chilling.
Right,
like
but
you chilling too. Like,
exactly.
It doesn't matter to us. But you know, but speaking for the general public, you know, this is something that people need to understand. It's just information, you know, that we could throw around. Like, it's women finesse dudes. I think women finesse dudes more. I don't have obviously no stats. I don't think you could take stats on like who, like, did you get finessed? Like, yeah, I got finessed. Like, I don't think people actually are saying that, but it's easier. Like, what a woman wants is a lot more easier to attain than what a man wants. So that's just, I think it's easier for women to finesse dudes, and it happens more often.
Yeah, because vagina makes men weak.
Yes, it does.
That's a weakness for men.
Vagina makes men stupid. So you're right, weak and stupid. And hey, they can get mad at me all they want.
Whose
Niggas
fault
be dumb.
is that really though?
Men.
Okay.
Men are so when it comes back to standards and the standards that women have, you talked about most women want 6 feet tall, 6-figure guy or above, you know.
I didn't say 6 feet. I said taller than them.
You said most women though, not you personally, but you said most women. You said, you know, it would be 6 feet, which is true. Most women do want someone 6 feet above, 6 figures at least. The standards have increased for women because of the type of exposure that they get. You can get on Instagram, you can get on TikTok, you can get on all these things. So they constantly have dudes hitting them up over and over again. With that being said, their standards go higher and higher. Even the average girl, the girl that's not even that cute, is getting hit on all the time. So her standards are going higher and higher. This is not women's fault. This is men's fault. Stop hitting up these ugly girls and telling them they're so pretty and beautiful and all that. Hey, if you're not, you're not. Simple as that. But there are dudes that are just dumb thirsty because they can't get anything. So like I said, the standard's lower. They go down the steps. And as soon as they get down to the bottom, it's like, oh, you're super pretty. All right, cool. Now her standards are going up the steps. And that's how it works. We're working back and forth, and it starts with the men, honestly. Like, we have to stop being so fucking thirsty. Start having real standards for yourself. It's just facts, you know?
Yeah.
You know, like.
I agree. I agree 100%. I'm actually glad that you said that, because I feel like in general, a lot of things, like everybody's like, oh, well, women and they do this and women do that. And it's like, yeah, but a lot of the things that people crucify women for are things that they wouldn't be able to do if men didn't give them the platform to be able to do such things.
Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm. That's true. I mean, there are a lot of things that women do need to take accountability for that they don't believe they need to take accountability for. But this right here, when it comes to standards, men are the one that's changing this. We are changing the standards of the world, of like the world as we know it everywhere. If you have TikTok, if you have Instagram in your country, standards have changed, bro, because someone will fly you out. Get a passport, fly you on over here. Now she's dealing with a millionaire. Now she's only wants to deal with millionaires.
Yeah.
But all the other millionaires don't want her. So what she do? She go get surgery. She gets her butt done. She gets her boobs done. She gets a nose job. Now she looks different. Now she can hang out with the millionaires. All these standards have been changing because of men. Bro, we started. It goes to where we start.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
You mean?
Yeah.
How much time we got, homie?
13 minutes.
Oh, so that was 40 minutes?
Cool.
That's the episode. It was a great episode, actually. You had some good points. I like that.
I tried to be
See,
as logical as possible.
you try sometimes, not all the time. She's gonna argue with me after this. Just because I said that. Just because I said that.
I'm not. I'm gonna take a shot after this, and everything's gonna be cool.
She good. They good. It was a good episode. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe on the video. Please follow us. Do you have any plugs? Any Instagram, TikTok, anything like that?
So my Instagram is strawberry.soju, and there's nothing up there, so I wouldn't really advise anyone to go look at it. I got like saved stories and shit. And then Instagram smokers is like what we got going on. It's all old content, but it's good. It's decent old content. So go take a look at that.
Smoke hers.
Right. The word smoke and then HERS, not literally the word smokers.
Like she said in the beginning of the podcast, she is single. DM her. Make sure it's a good line, not a stupid line.